considering the fact that the Irish-born star had initially claimed to retire in 2016, but that particular retirement only lasted 48 hours. But this time he's come out to say he's retiring for good. He's made enough money. He's been good playing, actually fighting in the UFC and doing all that. And we all know, remember that fight against the money man himself, Mayweather. That, of course, put 30 million, a supposed $30 million dollars in his pocket. So he's got things going for him. So if he's retiring at 30, it's not a bad idea. That's what has been said as regards that man, Conor McGregor. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's wait and see if that will be the case, if it's a final retirement, or we'll see him actually return in a few weeks or months from now. Okay, let's cross over to football, and we start with the NPFL. Before we talk about the Super Eagles, I'm sure you're itching to hear about the Super Eagles. Well, let's talk about the NPFL first. The rescheduled games will be played later today. It's Kano Pillars up against FC Ifeanyi. Lobby Stars will take on Niger Tornadoes. Remo Stars will be up against Rangers International. Now, the beauty of the Remo Stars Rangers International match is that it's a reverse fixture. Rangers just pounded them 5-2 just less than 4 days ago, so they need to get the result that will be more of a response when they square up against the Rangers International. Talking about Remo Stars in the NPFL. Well, let's look at the table. Maybe victory for this side would actually change some things on the table. Well, there you have it in Group 8. MFM, Enyimba, Rangers, and Lobby Stars holding sway. Well, victory for Lobby Stars later today definitely takes them a bit above Rangers, but that's if Rangers lose their game against Remo Stars. So both sides going head to head. Don't forget, they've been busy on the continent, and that's why they've played fewer games than the rest, but they're beginning to get back in the frame of things, and with so many games at hand, they're in third and fourth position at the moment. Let's look at Group B now. Of course, FC Ifeanyi used to hold sway there, but now they've fallen down the rankings. Yes, you can see them now in third position. Aqua United, El Kanemi in there. Now the good thing, Kano Pillars, if they get to win, they will go ahead of Go Round FC and move into fourth position in the Nigeria Professional Football League. So let's wait and see the results today. Maybe it will change the standings on the table. Now let's move to the Super Eagles. Yes, they filed out yesterday against Egypt in an international friendly just after wrapping up qualification for the Africa Cup of Nations, and it took just 7 seconds for one man to announce his arrival on the scene. Paul Onuachu. In case you're blinking right now, the goal is about to happen, and it was just in 7 seconds that it happened. Let's enjoy highlights from that game. We'll be right back for more.
About 30 seconds. Perhaps not quite 30 seconds. It should be in the neighborhood of, and that's Paul Onuachu, the man that... Javier Aguirre is a Mexican. He is the coach of Egypt, a man with a long chain of successes as a coach. He is a very interesting coach. And that was something unbelievable. Can you believe that? I don't know how many seconds, but I'm sure that's about 30 seconds. Perhaps not quite 30 seconds. It should be in the neighborhood of, and that's Paul Onuachu, the man that they have talked about for so long. This is really nobody was prepared for that, and believe me, we were still talking about some of the players here. And of course, I also forgot to introduce my co-commentator. That's how shocking it has been. Victor, of course, SG is very much here with me, and he can hardly contain himself. An ex-Eagle himself, Victor.
Bobby, what a way to start this game. You see, that's what we keep saying. When you have an opportunity to start for a national team,
announced his arrival on the scene. Will he be rivaling that man, what's his name now? Odion Igalo. Yes, top 9 for that top spot as the top striker. We'll wait and see. In case you didn't have it, let's look at the guys who actually started yesterday's game. Of course, Francis Uzor was not in goal because Daniel, of course, he was involved with the under-23 side earlier on. So Daniel Akpeyi was in goal for him. Balogun and Ekong, the Oyinbo Wall, were back in central defense. defense. Jamilu Collins were plugged in the left back position. In midfield, we have Ndidi Ogu finally got a look in. Moses Daddy Simon, whose picture you can see there, also was there in the starting lineup. Onyekuru Iwobi and Onuachu completed the starting lineup in that encounter. Everyone saying good victory over Egypt. I will say the same also, but we expect better from the Super Eagles as they prepare for the Africa Cup of Nations in the summer, and we expect that maybe it's a win for us at that tournament. We'll wait and see if that will be the case. Well, across Europe, games were played. Let's look at some of the results. Talking about qualifiers for the Euro 2020, we'll still get back to friendly matches very soon. Switzerland played a 3-3 draw against Denmark. Interestingly, this game, right up until the 84th minute, Switzerland were leading by 3-0, but Denmark did the unthinkable and bounced back to equalize 3-3 in that encounter. In Group J, Italy put 6 past Liechtenstein. They won 6-0. Bosnia-Herzegovina and Greece played a 2-2 draw. Greece also having to bounce back in that one, having gone 2-0 down before that particular game. Norway and Sweden ended in a 2-2 draw also, while Malta were defeated by 2-0 by Spain, who were playing away from home. Well, to international friendlies, there was another one yesterday, an interesting one out there in Prague, where Czech Republic took on Brazil. For the Brazilians, they needed to actually get a win in this encounter, having drawn against Panama at the weekend. They needed the results in this encounter against Czech Republic. Let's see how it all panned out for them. Czech Republic up against Brazil. Sorry about that. Of course, I wanted you to catch the highlights rather than give you the result, but it's all good. 3-1 was how it ended. Brazil defeating Czech Republic in Prague, and for the Czech, they actually took the lead before Firmino and Gabriel Jesus got the goals for the Brazilians as they won 3-1 in that encounter. Argentina also defeated Morocco 1-0. They didn't have Lionel Messi, but they still got the victory, talking about the Argentines. And Mexico defeated Paraguay by 4-2 away from home in another friendly encounter. Well, it's time to go this morning, and of course it's Women in Sports Wednesday, and I just decided to go foreign this time around, and it's all for Petra Kvitova. Yes, she lost in a tennis game yesterday. I think it's all from the thought of what she encountered during that breaking into her home, but all the same, we'll celebrate her today for getting justice, and of course for staying alive, and of course still going on strong in the world of tennis after that little setback in her career. So Petra Kvitova is the Woman in Sport Wednesday for Bumper Sports today. We celebrate her, and we hope to see her actually get better results in the world of tennis over the coming months. My name is Shayo Olabi. It's been a pleasure doing this yet again. I'll catch you tomorrow on Thursday edition of the program. You don't want to miss that. For now, keep it locked. There's still more to come on the Bumper Breakfast. Bye for now.
The semi-finals are calling for Ashley Barty
7-6
at way gone midnight. She has toughed it out, and it is the first semi-final at a Premier Mandatory tournament for the Australian. A warm embrace with Petra Kvitova, who faded at the end, but she gave it her all.
We will hear from Ashley in just a few
And what
Glaucoma is one of the common eye conditions. It is an eye disease that damages the optic nerve and impairs vision, sometimes progressing to blindness. Glaucoma tends to be inherited and may not show up until later in life. Glaucoma usually occurs when pressure in your eye increases. This can happen when eye fluid isn't circulating normally in the front part of the eye. Less common causes of glaucoma include a blunt or chemical injury to the eye, severe eye infection, blockage of blood vessels in the eye, inflammatory conditions of the eye, and occasionally eye surgery to correct another eye condition. Glaucoma usually occurs in both eyes, but it may involve each eye to a different extent. There are two types of glaucoma, one of which is open-angle glaucoma, also called wide-angle glaucoma. This is the most common type of glaucoma. The structures of the eye appear normal, but fluid in the eye does not flow properly through the drain of the eye called the trabecular meshwork. The other type of glaucoma is angle closure glaucoma, also known as acute or chronic angle closure or narrow angle glaucoma. This type of glaucoma is caused by the angle between the iris and cornea that are too narrow and physically blocked by the iris. For most people, there are usually few or no symptoms of glaucoma. The first sign of glaucoma is often the loss of the peripheral or side vision, which can go unnoticed until late in the disease. This is why glaucoma is often called snake teeth of vision. Occasionally, intraocular pressure can rise to severe levels. In these cases, sudden eye pain, headache, blurred vision, or the appearance of halos around light may occur. Also, nausea or vomiting, vision loss, narrowing of vision, redness in the eye that looks hazy, particularly in infants. Glaucoma treatment may include prescription eye drops, laser surgery, also microsurgery. However, if you are over 40 and have a family history of glaucoma, you should see an eye doctor every 1 to 2 years and have a complete eye exam. If you have health problems such as diabetes, then you are at risk for other eye diseases. You may need to visit your doctor more frequently because most people with glaucoma have no early symptoms or pain. Therefore, it is important to see your eye doctor regularly so that glaucoma can be diagnosed and treated before long-term visual loss occurs.
I slap police for your case. I go to war for your case. I go to court for your case. I climb the bridge for your case. Enter water for your case. I punch the judge for your case. Anything you want, baby, that's for you, baby. For your case, yo. For your case, yo. No. For your case, yo. For slap back for your case. I go call MC Oluomo. I go report all of them. I go show for your case. I go slap back for your case. I go call MC Oluomo. I go report all of them. So tell me, what the hell are you waiting for? If not to drop Indomie, we go drop. If not to suck Gary, we go suck it. What the hell are you waiting for? If not to fry akara, we go fry. If not to soak akamu, we go soak. Fire case, yo. Fire case, yo. No. Fire case, yo. Fire case, yo. No. Cause my papa no be Dangote. Oh, Adeleke. But we go there, okay, yeah. For my papa no be Dangote. Oh, Adeleke. But we go there, okay, yeah. Yeah, I go show for your case. I go slack back for your case. I go call MC Oluomo. I go report all of them. I go show for your case. I go slack back for your case. I go call MC Oluomo. I go report all of them. Fire case, yo. Fire case, yo. No. Fire case, yo. Fire case, yo. No. Pem pem, ijelebe. Pem pem, ijelebe. Pem pem, ijelebe. Pem pem, ijelebe.
All right, you welcome back. We're expecting Mr. Kenny Adeaga, that's the business expert, to reach us. Let's even find out exactly what it is that's going on in the world of business. But of course, in the course of the show, you'll also get to meet someone. I think Kenny's on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, Kenny, good morning.
Good morning, Mitv. How are you today?
We're doing well. Good to have you join us. So what's the latest in business this morning?
Well, let me start by saying that an analyst has said that while we are having economic crisis as a result of it. Hello?
Well, with you, go ahead.
Yeah. We have said that as a result of the recapitalization that the financial industry went into in the terms of Professor Charles Soludo, CBN governor. Then, moving from the capital billion naira to the 25 billion naira, and it went on to the 100 billion naira, 200 billion naira, and what he said that the nationalists have looked at why this is much money in order to survive. But of course, that even if they had utilized this money for the areas such as manufacturing, production, and the economy would have been far better than what we have today. And so you suggesting that the government of the state will go back to the drawing board, call all the stakeholders and also the regulators to look into how we can fund the economy through the instrumentality of promoting and encouraging manufacturing and production so that Nigeria will get out of the area of debt. and also from being in as a country that cannot of the food that can be exported. I'm talking about who spoke with me. And of course, then the time will come when you'll be available to talk to us more on the issue in the market. Let me go back to the market yesterday and also what transpired in the capital market as the regulator, that is the Securities and Exchange Commission, have been doing all they can to ensure that the market sustains the tempo that is to increase the level of awareness and participation in the marketplace. And they have still said that they will continue to ensure that the market is a level playing field where operators, regardless of where they're coming from, within and outside the country, will be able to play effectively and improve the Nigerian capital market. This was the submission of the acting director, Mary Udu, who just last week briefed the media on activities of the capital market from the capital market committee which they had, and she equally said that the stakeholders in the capital market are encouraged to suggest ideas that can move the market forward in terms of regulation, in terms of inclusion to every aspect of the market. And let's look at some of the highlights that she talked about that the market is looking into. She said that the market is engaging the Central Bank of Nigeria in respect to margin lending. Margin lending to operators in the market. You recall that this margin lending caused some kind of infraction in the market. What we mean by margin lending is that brokers take some loan from the bank to buy some stocks. That is to look into stocks that are viable, and probably maybe the prices are going down and they show up the market price. He equally talked about the issue of the mutualization of the certificates, which he said it's okay right now, and they are going to be encouraging stakeholders to ensure that their certificates are demutualized in the market. She said for a whole lot of things that will push the market forward, and she said that they are being encouraged by the performance of the market in recent past, and they are willing and ready to continue to dialogue with all stakeholders in order to move the market forward. We'll be coming into some other issues as time goes on. Because of time, let me quickly go to the market report as we have it yesterday in the market. Total volume of transaction yesterday stood at 143.708 million shares, valued at 1.685 billion naira, exchanged in 3,457 deals. This probably may have explained why the market appreciated yesterday. Of course, the appreciation cannot be behind some high stocks that appreciated in price. And so the index yesterday went up by 16.54 basis points, closing at 31,038.86 basis points compared to the previous day's closing figure of 31,042.32 basis points, and the market capitalization closing at 11.671 trillion naira compared to the previous day's closing figure of 11.576 trillion naira, an appreciation of 94.97 billion naira. The market recorded 18 gainers as against 20 losers. Gainers was led by Mobile Nigeria PLC with a price appreciation of 3 naira, closing at 170 naira, and was followed by appreciation in Dangote Cement PLC with 1 naira 50 kobo gain, closing at 190 naira. 95 kobo to close at 10 naira 85 kobo, and Unilever PLC went up by 50 kobo to close at 39 naira. From the losers table, have Fresco PLC topping the table with a price depreciation of 3 naira 50 kobo to close at 64 naira 50 kobo. And was followed by Nigeria Breweries PLC losing 2 naira 50 kobo to close at 7 naira. ETI PLC went down by 45 kobo to close at 13 naira 5 kobo, and PZ PLC lost 30 kobo to close at 10 naira 20 kobo. And from the other aspects of it, where we have top stocks that were highly traded yesterday, we have FBN Holdings PLC with a volume of 29.65 million shares traded, valued at the market closing price of, this was done in 283 deals at the market cap of 296.13 billion naira, and was followed by Access Bank PLC with a volume of 16.34 million shares traded, done in 266 deals at the market capitalization of 186.58 billion naira. United Bank for Africa PLC coming third with 11.75 million shares traded, valued at 91 million naira.
Okay.
Of course, these are some of the information in the marketplace yesterday. Hopefully, since the market closed on a bright note yesterday, we expect that the market will still appreciate today. Looking at some figures and looking at some reports that will be coming into the market in terms of submission of financial reports from listed companies in the market. Tomorrow is another day when we'll be looking at what the Acting Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mary Udu, said about the market and how and where they expect the market to be in 2019. Over to you, Mitv.
All right then, Kenny, thank you so much. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get all of those details you've talked about. Then again, it will be nice if you can also take us through some local reports, as it were, so that we're not just looking at stocks and all of that. I'm hoping that we can get that from you someday.
No problem.
All right then. Okay, we've been talking with Kenny Adiaga.
Yes, Kenny Adiaga has been giving us business reports as it concerns the 50% VAT, and then he went into the stock, so we know exactly what is happening in the markets generally in Nigeria. But of course, we have another person in the studio that will be talking to us about something very, very dear to our heart, and something that should concern every Nigerian
and every parent,
and every parent. And quite a number of parents don't even know their children are suffering from that.
They don't know. Let's go on this break. When we come back, you get to meet our guest, and we'll go straight into it. Don't go away. All right, welcome back. It's the Bumper Breakfast Wednesday edition. This days like this, we just go straight into a human angle, look at the things. There are human angels, if you understand what it is that I'm talking about. Before we went on that break, Tommy was talking about the fact that sometimes parents don't even know that their children have one condition or the other until they find people who are into it, or people who have been managing their children, who can give them an idea what it is. Remember the day we had Mrs. Rose Modi from the Down Syndrome Foundation? She was talking about it, the kind of things people said to her when her daughter was born. Some said throw her away, some said throw her in the forest, she's not a normal child and all that. But it took her, because she was educated, to begin to research. She asked doctors, she said doctors, I even told her, this is what is wrong with your child. And she found ways to relate with it and carried on, and that's how she set up the Down Syndrome Foundation. But today we'll have one woman with us in the studio. It's not about Down syndrome, it's about cerebral palsy, and she's championed and carried on that cause. Join us, of course, as we welcome Nonye Nweke. Nonye, thanks for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, and I must say thank you for the work that you are doing.
Yes.
We'll launch straight into this. Let's talk about cerebral palsy for those who do not understand what it is. Would you like to? Of course, we can give the paper, the book, the dictionary description or narration of what it is, but you need to hear from one woman who's taking care of children living or born with cerebral palsy. Can we talk about that?
Cerebral palsy, let me put it the way the ordinary person as we see it. You have these children that you have a regular child, what you say you have a normal child, but from 3 months or thereabouts, you now discover that your child is not doing what he or she is supposed to be doing. Primarily, the child may not be able to hold up the neck. The child will not be meeting what they call developmental milestones. Developmental milestones are those set of actions, skills, the child is supposed to be doing at a certain time. At 3 months, for most African children, they should hold up their neck. At 4 months, 5 months, they should be sitting. 6 months, 7 months, they should be trying to crawl. The very first ones, I think, trying to stand up. But children born with cerebral palsy are not able to do that. And what is cerebral palsy? It's actually a damage to the parts of the brain, majorly the part that controls muscles, balance, and posture. So children born with that, and what causes it? It will happen when the woman is pregnant. Either the brain is not properly formed, or it's not properly developed at a certain level. Maybe infection, like if the woman has an infection like rubella. Then again, very common around here is what happens during birth, like what they call birth asphyxia. That is a child coming out and the child didn't cry. That first cry is very important. So when a child comes out and is not crying, that means there's a problem.
Is that why the nurses tap the butt?
Yes, that's why they tap they turn the child upside down and try to pat the child to stimulate to make the child to cry, because crying, the child is now breathing, taking in oxygen, and of course circulating nutrients into the brain. And the brain is actually the first place that's affected when there is no oxygen. So then another thing that could cause it is maybe shortly after birth, if the child has jaundice that is not properly managed. Every child comes out with some level of bilirubin. It's normal. But for some reason, some children or their babies, the liver may not be able to break down this, and then the bilirubin level begins to rise. In very good hospitals, like general hospitals, teaching hospitals, they monitor that, so that as soon as it begins to rise, they begin to treat that, to manage that. But sometimes most of us are in a hurry to go home. So you go home with your baby first. The woman you put to bed, you are very strong, so you go home. Oftentimes, especially first-time mothers, they didn't know you're supposed to be watching your baby. You didn't even know what you're supposed to be watching anyway. Then the yellowness begins to come. Jaundice, actually, the yellowness starts with the yellowing of the eyes. And of course, most babies don't open their eyes first or second day. So you won't even see when the eyes are beginning to get yellow. So until the body begins to go yellow. And oftentimes somebody walks in and says, this your baby is yellow.
Fine baby.
Yes,
the
and then if maybe she says it's accusatory. Like for instance, if you are dark skinned and your husband is dark skinned and your baby is very fair, so immediately you go on the defensive. My grandmother is very fair. You don't want to be accused of anything, so you're on the defensive because you don't know that it's a problem.
It's a problem.
So you refuse to accept. You just say, okay, you find somebody in your lineage that is fair. So sometimes before you accept that something is wrong with your baby,
something has already gone.
But a lot has gone on. So you go to the hospital. Sadly, there's no cure for that. So they just try to manage the situation. Sometimes they do what they call blood exchange transfusion. They remove all the blood in the baby's blood and the body's body and put it on. But eventually, the baby still comes out with some level, some type of cerebral palsy. And fortunately, or I say fortunately or fortunately, cerebral palsy is not curable. So it's a lifelong condition. At the same time, it's not actually a death sentence. It's difficult to manage a child with CP. Yes, depending on the level too. Cerebral palsy could be mild, moderate, or severe. It's an accident that happened in the brain. So accidents could be mild, moderate, or severe. So depending on where the child falls, that will depend how much help the child will need.
All right. For those who have never heard about the Cerebral Palsy Center in Surulere, Bode Thomas, and the work that Noye Nweke does, we met years ago and all of that. I think it would be nice for you to share your story. Then tell us what it is that you're doing on Saturday and how exactly you want people to reach out to you. This is your opportunity to do that.
Okay. My story, which I'm sure a lot of people know now. My journey with cerebral palsy started with my daughter. My daughter, she's adopted. I got her as a 6-day-old baby. So at 5 months, she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. I never heard the word, and I'm telling you, most mothers too, they only hear the word when they're told the children have cerebral palsy. So I heard the word cerebral palsy, and fortunately, 12 years ago, almost 13 years ago, I had internet access, so I could just Google. And I was reading, I was seeing my daughter, all the symptoms, at the same time my daughter was having seizures, ab initio, and I didn't know. I even thought she was just being strong, she used to just go stiff from the beginning. So when my daughter was diagnosed, because she was adopted, and there's ways to always just play around. I wasn't worried. That's where I adopted from, and so I decided to just go to the hospital to find out. I just suspected, from 3-4 months, I was suspecting something was not quite right with her. She used to thrust out her mouth. She was, all the things she was exhibiting, cross-eyed. She wasn't doing anything. We could just put her on this table and we could go to anywhere and come back. She's just there and all that. So I had gone to a doctor at 4 months, 4 months. I remember the doctor said doctors only begin to get worried from 6 months. But at 5 months, I was convinced something was wrong with her. So I now went to a doctor, and the doctor said, the first thing the doctor I remember saying, the doctor just pulled her and said, what happened to this baby at birth? That this baby was resuscitated. Those were his words. And I said, I was not there. I said, I don't know what happened, because he said, how come? I said, my baby's adopted. She said, he was very upset. He said, you know what, you have to take this baby back. You can't bring her. So of course that didn't come up. I couldn't have done that. So anyway, I took my baby, and then like I said, because I had the privilege of having internet, so I could see what was wrong with her, and I started searching. Of course, I went through all the pains, anger, depression, whatever. Because I was very quick, to come out, because I had the privilege of knowledge of knowing, okay, now I was not searching what do I do with my daughter. So it's the search of what to do with her. By that time, not much was being heard about cerebral palsy, not much. 12 years ago, not much. Even though, of course, you have people who have had kids much older than their child. So I started wondering, what were they doing? Then I found out there were different groups of parents. You just take care of your child. Those who can send their kids abroad, take care of them. Those who have the money, they bring therapists to work with their kids at home. Then I started asking myself and other people, what happens to the Mama Bina on the streets, Mama Noye, who is selling bottles on the street?
Who has no idea.
Who has no idea. Who does not even understand as a medical issue. Back then, I was paying the therapist that used to come and work with my daughter at home between 20 and 30,000 naira. About 8 years ago, that's a lot of money to pay. Somebody who used to come 2 or 3 times in a week. So I started thinking, if I could have a place and get somebody to work full time, then I can help a sister or two. So that was how the idea of Cerebral Palsy Center came. So I now had to shut down what I was doing. It took a long time when you have to process the thing. When the thought came to you, process it, convince your immediate people. I had my immediate family, my brothers and sisters to convince, because whatever action you take kind of rubs off on them. Because now I was going to leave my business to start something that I was going to depend totally on them. So I had to think of all the challenges that's going to be better. At the end of the day, they gave me their support, and I started the center. From the one, it's been free. It is still free, because I saw that disability is something that's going to make you very poor. they're not careful, because particularly women, most women are the breadwinners, so or major breadwinners at home. So when you have a child with cerebral palsy or any disability, you find out that you can't meet up. And then I remember if you get to the hospital, it's funny. The nurses will ask you, "Madam, are you not taking in again? Your husband will leave you." So
how they try to help you mind your business in the hospital.
But that'd be nice because you have to have a well child. But I have the privilege. I'm a single mom. My baby's adopted, so I didn't have. So when they come,
so you're not under pressure.
Yes, I didn't have that kind of pressure. But I see that you don't just close your eyes. You also look at yourself. You see what is happening around you. And the woman too, the nurse that is selling her, is in good faith because she knows that she needs another child to be able to stay in that home.
That's it.
Because most families will say, this, I don't know where this child is from. So you have to quickly try and have another child. That is, okay.
Exactly.
So and then when you have a child like that, you find out that your attention is so much focused on him that you can't even do your work.
All right, now we need to go on a break. When we come back, there's so much that this center truly needs, and as Nigerians, we'll have to find it in our hearts to see a way to reach out. That will come after this break. Don't go away.
You discovered the things even before you discovered being a mom. You ate the things that you would not touch before. You listened to brand new music. Now keep discovering with Molfix Newborn. Its soft and breathable surface gently touches your baby's skin. Its ultra-absorbent structure locks the liquid in. Provides the care your newborn baby needs. Molfix Newborn. Happy today, happy tomorrow.
All right, you're welcome back. Of course, time is fast running out on us. Our guest this morning is Nonyenweke of the Cerebral Palsy Center, where she takes care of a number of children. How many children do you have at the center?
We have 20 children.
20 children. And you said just now that it is free.
Yeah, it's free, yes.
So how do you manage?
Well, how do we manage? We manage, honestly.
How?
How people, people's goodwill. One friend tells another friend. And people walk in unannounced, you see what we do, and they appreciate what we do. So that's what has kept us for 9 years.
All right, you're putting something together for Saturday. What's that?
We're having a walk, an awareness walk. We want to keep creating awareness of cerebral palsy, and we want to raise money to build. Where we are is a rented place. We've been there for 9 years, and the rent on the Thomas is high. But even when the rent is not high, we can't expand. We have a lot of people who want to come in. We can't take them because we don't have space. So we bought land at Ibejuleki. And yes, we have almost 4 plots of land at Ibejuleki. So we are looking for money to build. And it's through generosity of people who are giving us money here and there. Then we put together, we're able to buy land. So we're trying to build. So we need all sorts of things to build.
All right. And now that, apart from the building and all that, what are the immediate needs that you can think of?
Exactly.
Right now, how people can reach out to you right now?
As we speak, I have about 18 staff.
18 for 20 children?
Yeah, because they work shifts. Some of the children, about 10 of them are in-house with us.
Okay.
There are some children whose parents can't bring to the center every day.
Okay.
They live far. Some children, life happened. You know what I mean? The mother died, challenges. Then we have an abandoned child, so that they're with us. So we have the ones that work in the morning, the ones that work at night. Then we have the cooks, we have the cleaners. So that is why you have
that's a lot.
Yes.
So people can donate food items. People can bring in.
Donate money to pay salaries, to pay NEPA bills, to pay all sorts of bills. People can donate.
And how has PHCN been nice to you? Let me assume they've been nice to you.
As in
terms of the bills, you just talk about.
No, we just pay our bills like everybody. Yes, now. We pay bills.
All right, Noye, where exactly will that walk be taking place?
We start off at Taslim Balogun.
Taslim Balogun, the stadium?
Yes, the stadium, yes. Okay. Then we are going to walk down to end of Masha, make a U-turn, then come back through Aden Robinson, and then come to the center. And come to the center, so yes, people who have never been there can see the place. Date again is 30th, Saturday the 30th of March 2019.
Get there. What time should people come? 7 o'clock in the morning. And do the walk and now walk down to the center yes, on Bode Thomas. All right. Is there a number that people can get to reach you?
You can call us on 0803 348 2792.
Could you take the number again?
0803 348 2792.
So how do they find you on social media?
We are there on as a Cerebral Palsy Center Nigeria, CPC Cerebral Palsy Center Nigeria. Yes, that's how we also
on Facebook,
on Facebook, Twitter, on
Instagram.
Yes.
All right. What about? Do you have a website?
Yeah, we have a website www.cpcenter.com.ng.
cpcenter.com.ng. Of course, we're calling on every Nigerian, well-meaning Nigerian, to reach out to the CP Center. Right here in Lagos. They have a lot of needs, and we want to say thank you, Naya, for the great work they are doing for this kids.
And all these people marking birthdays and spending so much money. Why don't you just do some random,
honestly, that is how a lot of people come in. I must be honest. That's how we've survived for 9 years. Taking care of.
But Naya, I know you don't speak. You need to speak out. Naya can just sit down and say people come in. She won't go out to ask for favors.
I'm sure she has borrowed money to take care of this kid.
Well, my friends, my siblings, they know that I have a lot of numbers because you keep calling them. They won't pick because they know you are calling to beg for money. So you just get somebody's number and call. Well, I go to places to solicit for money. That's what had everybody. Instead of saying you beg for money, solicit.
Beg, solicit, what have we? But she's begging for a right cause.
We are begging for money to be able to build because we need to live where we are now. And so you can donate even building materials, can give us sand, blocks.
That's fine.
Rods. So you can call to ask us.
And when you're done, we're going to ask people again to come and donate materials.
Exactly.
You can use to fill up those places.
All right. We're hoping that someday you can bring Zim on the show.
Sure.
I'd love to see her. She is. I see. Yes, when she was little. You need to meet Zim. Just the way she sits there, if she has her mother's bag, you can never take that bag away from her. She's like that, All right, then, thank you for your time. Hopefully, we'll join you on Saturday. I will be there. I don't know about Tommy.
No, my Saturday is
it's so tight. Not to worry. I'll be there on our behalf.
I'll definitely send the camera.
Thank you very much.
We'll be there on your behalf.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll go on this break. Yeah, we'll go on a break. When we come back, there's something else you need to talk about. Don't go away.
You discovered the things even before you discovered being a mom. You ate the things that you would not touch before. You listened to brand new music. Now keep discovering with Molfix Newborn. Its soft and breathable surface gently touches your baby's skin. Its ultra-absorbent structure locks the liquid in. Provides the care your newborn baby needs. Molfix Newborn. Happy today, happy tomorrow.
Oh, you're welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're on this part of the show. There's something that has been, going round. It's gone viral. Everybody who gets married understands that the relationship is strictly between the two of them involved. That's man and wife or partners. in this part of the world, we hate to hear the word boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes.
Everybody thinks that, look, you must be legally married for you to be together. So let's look at it. That's where we are, and that's how we're going to live. It is not expected that the relationship would be shared between more than two persons. This is one of the most closely guarded unions. The man expects no other person to occupy the same position as he is in that relationship, and so does the woman. Now, when a spouse has extramarital affairs, it is a direct blow to the exclusivity of that union. The marriage, a lot of times, is badly hit, and unless the situation is handled correctly, it could result in the total demise of that marriage, or the total collapse of that marriage. That's why you hear things like the marriage hit the rocks. For this reason, we would attempt to look at what could cause those affairs and how they can be curtailed. Many have asked the question to me, why would a woman step out to be with another man? Why would a man? But they tell you the man is naturally polygamous. I hate to hear such things. I don't like to hear.
I listened to someone I respect a lot say to me a couple of weeks ago, I think it's even days ago, and the person said categorically that if you have one, it's even better for you as a man to have more than one wife. That's what the person said to me.
Can we bring in the guest? The guest is here with us.
We have our guests right here in the studio. We're talking about dealing with the issues of extramarital affairs. Of course, we have with us Mr. Boye Abe. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
He's a health and wellness expert.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
And we're going to start right from where we start. You've seen that video going around the social media of a woman who was badly beaten by the wife's friend or wife's sister of the man she went to visit somewhere in the East. And the woman was badly beaten. And nothing was done to the man, mind you, but the woman was wounded badly. Now, in a case of extramarital affairs, what exactly, who is to blame? The woman who came to visit a married man who was badly beaten, or the man who actually invited the woman?
Well, I heard the story too, and I was a bit rattled that is very, very unjust. Hey, it takes two to tango. Why did the man indulge himself in an affair with the lady? And why is the lady being the only person who will be punished for that, in quotes, crime? But I look at more fundamental issues. Why did the situation get that bad?
And how did it get that bad in the first place?
What do you think is responsible?
Yes. Well, the first problem that I have found out in my years of counseling relationships, and indeed in my own relationships with women, is the fact that couples don't understand each other. There's a man that wrote a book, The 5 Love Languages. A lot of people don't understand the way their spouses understand love. See, if you're Russian, you go to Russia, beg your pardon, you don't speak Russian, you speak only English. There, they speak only Russian. Now, how do you want to communicate? You can't force them to speak English. So you have to learn Russian language.
Even if it's possible.
So that you can communicate
and relate properly
in Russian language. And that's how it is in relationships. A man propounded a theory of 5 basic ways that people understand love. And if you're married to a woman whose understanding of love is words of affirmation, she needs somebody to validate her.
To tell her every day.
To tell her every day how good she is, how loyal she is, how pretty she looks,
how hardworking
she is, how much he appreciates her. You have to speak to her in her language, because that's the way she understands love. And if the man doesn't understand that this is the language of communication of love to this woman, and she gets somebody outside who communicates to her in the language she understands love, in her own, in quote, Russian language. Somebody validates her outside. Naturally, she's drawn towards the guy, and that's where the problem starts.
She'll begin to develop affection for that person.
That's exactly what happens. Then some people are sapiosexuals. Sapiosexuals are people that their sexual attraction is to intelligent people. They're not attracted by the looks, they're not attracted by the physical.
It's what's in the head.
It's what's in the head. Now, a woman is married to a man that is of low level of intellect, and she's at work. She meets highly intelligent,
very cerebral
man. A lot of people don't understand that sapiosexuals exist. They get sexually attracted to highly intelligent people.
Persons.
Now you're married to a, like my mom says, Dundee United. With due respect, in your assessment, he or she doesn't match up to your cerebral level. You don't want to build up the person to step him or her up, so that you can operate cerebrally. But you're not attracted to one smart man or woman. See, I've had situations where a married man and a married woman
are attracted to.
They are sent on a course and they end up sleeping with each other. They go on a course sent by the company and they end up sleeping with each other because they're attracted cerebrally. Situations do happen like that.
Now, why would you allow yourself, like I ask young
to
people,
fall into such a temptation?
Because I know of people who say when they meet someone and the relationship is, graduating, you look at it. What do you want in a relationship? Why is it that we're not able to point out to say, look, I like intelligent persons. I like this, I like that, I like that. So that
you don't get to marry the exact opposite of what you like.
The problem is that people just want to get married to meet societal acceptance.
So the society is to blame sometimes.
A man is just wanting to marry because, I'm getting old.
My mother wants a grandchildren.
My mother is harassing me. A lady wants to get married.
All my friends are married.
All my friends are married. You're not getting married because of friendship. You don't sit down and say, what exactly do I want?
Do I even need?
What are my needs? What are the things that because what I'm passionate about in a woman may not be what Mr. A is passionate about.
Or Mr. B.
Or Mr. B. So, okay, what do I want? Forget about the face, forget about the physical looks, because all those ones will change.
They fade away.
Yeah. So what exactly are your personal needs? What do you consider valuable in terms of qualities?
Relationship.
So when a man establishes that, then he sees which woman best fits into that. But no, we just get married for getting married sake. And everything, it's all about the marriage ceremony, not the marriage after.
You have like 10, 20 bridesmaids, 10, 20
groomsmen. It's just a wedding. It's just a
you have
wedding
the biggest
ceremony.
cake in the world.
The one I see now is you spend like 100,000 naira on your makeup for your wedding day.
That's even cheap.
Then you make your hair for like 50k. I'm not talking about the weave. I'm talking about the actual making, the packing of the hair that you are bought already. And people do a lot of that for their wedding. But after the wedding, ceremony, what happens to the marriage?
All right, so we don't
wedding or marriage.
All right, so that we don't deviate from what it is I want to talk about. That video that trended, of course, those people have been nabbed, they've been paraded,
we'll
as
have
it
the pictures. We'll have the pictures.
If those pictures can come up on the screen now, it will be nice while we talk about this. What will make a man invite his girlfriend